Yo, what is up, my Perrim people? It's JadeJonny back here in the Underworld. How you doing today? So today's going to be a nice little video. It's just going to be like a little video discussing about the app that we know is going to be coming whenever Chaotic releases, and about how, like, the codes can work with that. Because, like, honestly, like, let's be honest. If the codes we have work with the app inherently and you get those cards, I think the game dies automatically. I don't think there's a world where you can have somebody redeem a code for a Drow skin, a Chaor the Fierce, Copond Hymuge, and like a lot of other, very meta relevant cards, right? And have new players join and enjoy that experience. I don't think there's a world where that happens. I could be wrong. New players might join the game and, be given a starter deck and then be paired into Chaor the Fierce and Copon Hymuge and Ulmars and Zamools, and they may enjoy that. I don't know what kind of person would enjoy that, but like, hey, I'm sure there's at least half a person who would enjoy that, right? Like, so I was thinking about this, and I was like, it would be so horrible if we could just put our codes into the game and get those cards. It would really be horrible. Like, sure, us as players who have the cards, I have PRs, I'm about to get my Phoenix belts about to come in, I'm like, oh yeah, it sucks if I can't use those cards in the game, right? But at the same time, I don't think for a new player, that'd be a very enjoyable experience. And I think that Chaotic, its established fan base is already there. We're not going to quit playing the game because, we can't have our cards that we have, in person in the game. We're not going to quit playing because of that. Let's be honest. Let's be real, right? And so I was thinking, I was like, how can we have our codes redeemed? How can we redeem our codes and, not feel like we got screwed over in this, right? Because, I mean, if the game was still going and, Chaotic game was still going, it was still running, and we were able to put our codes in there and get the cards on there, and we've been able to do that, over the last, what, 10 years now, right? If we'd been able to do that for that period of time, it's been more than 10 years. I miss Chaotic. But if we'd been able to do that for, the last, decade, right? Oh my god, it really has been a decade. What? Oh no, but if we were able to do that for, the last 10 years, right? Then I think at that point, it'd be a lot more understandable. But so many cards have probably been damaged and destroyed. I mean, there's those shorts going around of the guy who's just straight up torching, piles of Chaotic cards, right? I mean, if we'd been able to put on codes like that and, we'd been able to get, I think at that point, it's a lot more understandable because then a new player joins the game and, it's been going for 20 years, it's like nobody's going to, join Master Duel and go oh, this sucks for, me as a new player. It's like, well, yeah, but I mean, we had years to build up, our collections and get the cards. I mean, there's catch-up mechanics for a reason, but that's besides the point, right? That's besides the point. So what do I think could be done, right, to make it to where, we don't get those cards instantly, and to where, we can work towards stuff, right? Oh, this is gonna sound so bad. Oh, this is gonna sound so bad because, this is not what people want to hear. I think there should be a gotcha system. People did not like that. Hear me out. Hear me out. This is important. Trust me, it gets better. I swear, it gets better. I think there should be a gotcha system. I think that you should be able to put the codes in, and commons give you a fourth of a pack, or enough resources to get a fourth of a pack. Uncommons give you half a pack. Rares get you a full pack. Super rares get you 2 packs. Whatever, right? I think that you should be able to put those codes in for in-game resources. Okay. I think those packs should give you cards. I think every creature you pull from a pack should start off at its minimum stats in every single stat. Now, you might be going oh, well, so the game is just unplayable because, Copond Hymuge will die to a Copond Hymuge and a Canada Casualty, one shot, right? The optimal way to play Copond is is at max energy, and it is one of the few creatures where max energy is, actually crucial because it's such a low energy range. I mean, other creatures have, low energy range too, but that's besides the point. Hear me out. Hear me out. I think every duplicate you get should count towards 5 attributes and 1 of your stats. Okay? So you pull a Coupon Hymuge. It has its min and everything, right? You pull a second one. You can upgrade Coupon Hymuge by 5. And energy and wisdom, power, whatever, right? This allows you to essentially have the card. You can pull the card. Nobody's at an inherent advantage right away. You can obviously pay to speed all this process up, right? I mean, like, you know, it's gotcha, right? I mean, even card games themselves are gotcha. I mean, even if you don't do it like this, right? Somebody can pay until they pull a max stat. I mean, there's nothing really changing it except it starts the base level of the game at an even point. And so I was like, so what could, like, I play Solo Leveling Rise, right? I love Solo Leveling Rise. It's one of the best games I've ever played. Graphics amazing, story amazing. Even the gacha system, I love it, right? So this is like kind of where like all this started from. I was like, you can, all your attacks, obviously, the regular attacks, you pull your Mujiks, the regular Mujiks. I think duplicate should just allow you to upgrade like the hollow or the rarity, kind of like a border break in Marvel Snap. That's kind of what I think you should be able to do with those. But when it comes to creatures, I really think that the best thing you could do is like advancement tiers for your stat lines. I think that's like the best thing to do. That way everybody starts at an even playing field. People with codes, they can still, like, you know, use those codes to get new cards. I mean, like, it obviously just buys packs, but yeah. and I mean, like, I think that is the best way to go about it. Now, I don't actually know what they're going to do. This is just my thoughts, and this is like, you know, we know the app is coming. We know that the app is going to be the main focus of the game alongside the card game when it releases. We know that we're not getting the TV show right away. So I was thinking about how an app could be possible without having a super unfair advantage against other players. Because I don't think people really think about that. I think a lot of people go like, oh, I want to use my cards, I want to use my cards, I want to use my cards. But, like, you want to use your cards, but I guarantee you don't want to play against people who are using their cards. You know, you might be like, oh my god, guys, I can't wait until I get to use my Prince Medinu or my Darini, and I have a 4 max a Wamba, and I'm so excited I get to show it off. And then, like, you know, you pair into Zamul, or you pair into Fluid Morpher, or you pair into some of these other insane decks, you know, and if you're just like, oh, well, I guess I didn't want this, you know? Like, you want it until you realize you don't. Because, I mean, like, until you play against Wise Guys, or until you play against, you know, Danny and Burn, you're not really thinking about, like, how much fun the game is, and or like, how unfun it is to play against, you know, those kind of, like, higher tier decks. And then you play against them and you're like, huh, yeah, man, my Tanget Toborn was not very useful this game. Or, ooh, Bluegon did not do me good here. And I think this is the best way to do it. It starts everybody at a base level collection, and even if they pull the strongest cards, they don't have their highest stat lines. And it's not an immediate, like, oh, I lose. Because, you know, Zamul's, like, you know, not going to be able to sweep through me as easily because it has lower energy. As long as I pull, like, you know, decent attacks, I can set it up fine. I think that's a good idea. And then you can have, like, you know, a bunch of, like, and then you could do a bunch of, like, you know, community, you could do a bunch of, like, you know, giveaways and, like, you know, like, oh, opening, download, like, things and stuff like that, and to like, upgrade cards, or to get, like, you know, different alternate arts or stuff like that, right? I think that's probably the best thing I could think of. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about, like, you know, the idea of using codes? Or do you guys think I'm completely off base with saying that, you know, nobody would want to play against Zamul or Danny and Burn or Wise Guys as one of their first experiences of the game? Do you guys think that, you know, like, that's just a learning curve? Let me know that more in the comment section down below. Tell me your guys' opinions. I think this is a really interesting topic, and I think that this is something that, you know, like, I don't think a lot of people are thinking about whenever they're thinking about, like, you know, the game coming back. I think that the new player experience is going to be very important going forward, because I think everybody who's still sitting here waiting for Chaotic to return, we're not going to quit waiting when Chaotic returns. You know, like, we're still going to play the game because we know what we're getting into. The people who are still here, they know about Zamul. They know about, you know, they know about Swift back-range hate. You know, they know about that. So they're not going to be leaving just because now they have to play against it, because, I mean, like, you stuck around this long with it. So why would you leave? Let me know that more in the comment section down below. Hey, and subscribe, because I want to do more of these videos, and I'm sorry if I haven't uploaded. I went down a rabbit hole and it led to nowhere, and took me a couple days to come out of it, but I'm out of it now. So we will be back to uploading tomorrow. Should have a gameplay video out. I'm really excited for that. I'm trying to make Rage Trod work. It's not working for me, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it one more go, one more round of testing. If not, then we'll just have like a bunch of Rage compilations. It'll be like, just fizzling out whenever, like it doesn't work. But thanks for watching the videos. Be sure to subscribe. Words. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Tell me about your opinions down in the comment section below. Deuces.